My name is Alexandra Rayford. So I came to Spring Hill mainly because of my scholarship, academic and tennis. I originally was gonna go out of state. My first choice was UAB, and then it was Montevallo. But then when Spring Hill offered me, a lot of money for academics and a tennis scholarship with it, I really couldn't say no. So it wasn't necessarily, my family that played tennis that I, got that interest from. It was literally just my mom offering me tennis lessons one summer, and I said yes. And after that, I found that I really liked it. So when I came back to Mobile for high school, I told my mom I wanted some private lessons. Tennis is a very complex and mental game that not a lot of people realize. It's also obviously a lot of physical things. But so the scoring and whatnot, so you start out love all, and love means 0. And for example, so if I'm serving, I'm calling up the score first. And if I say love 15, that means that we've played 1 point and you got that point. So it goes 15, 30, 40. And so for you to win, you have to get to 40 before I do. Here I am, only 5 years of playing, and I'm on a college team. So I think if you just really set your mind to it and you just really keep practicing and have a clear mind, because it does take a lot of mental, because everyone gets emotional. Some people are better hiding than others, but if you just keep working toward and believing in yourself, you should be good. When I first started playing, I would be really hard on myself, and I still am, but not as much. So I think that's my greatest achievement, just really being more mature to myself about, or not as hard, saying, hey, it's okay, you're not always gonna get that shot, or you can't be perfect. And just realizing, it's just all about having fun. It's a good stress reliever, it's good exercise, and I just feel great when I'm out there playing. Sometimes there's frustrating moments, but overall, it gets me a good feeling. And I don't know, I just always want to go back to it when I'm not on the court. As a student athlete, I manage my time mainly by using a planner. I have a planner I write down on for school assignments, and then on my phone I use my calendar for anything like work, or I have an event to go to for Sigma Kappa, things like that. So that's the really main thing. I don't know what I would do without my planner. If you want to be an RA, you should be obviously responsible and just be not willing to try new things, because I was going to say be a people's person, but I know some people are don't consider themselves a people's person. You don't have to be extroverted and really outgoing. You can be quiet and reserved, because we have a bunch of different personalities in the staff. It's really just more of being supportive of one another. Take messages if required, and you can always do your schoolwork while you're there, because it'll be slow during my time. I don't know about other times, it just depends. And so that's one thing you do, and if you're on duty, you do rounds. You have to pick up the phone by 4:30, so it's not like you're on rounds all day, or you're not on call, which is great. But when you do pick up the phone, whatever you're doing, you have to go attend to that call when someone calls you, whether it's a lockout or anything else that might occur. And we also have to do walkthroughs to make ourselves visible to our residents, so that's a little more daily. And that's about it. Just rounds if you're on duty, walkthroughs, kind of more of a daily thing. And sometimes if we have due dates, such as bulletin boards, you have to do that, but that's only like weekly or so. So on weekends, Friday and Saturday, you have to go on rounds at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and 10, 11, and then 2 a.m. And so yeah, our 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. rounds, those are fine. Everything was fine. But we got to 2 a.m. and I don't know what happened. Everything just went south. And so he had gotten a call about a student. We had to go check them out and call public safety. And then we were finishing rounds, and then we encountered a guy. He was passed out, so we had to help him out. He had some friends, and they came along and helped him out, so that was great. He woke up all of a sudden, and then after that, we're like, oh, we're almost done. And then we got a call. We're like, no. And it was about, actually in this building skips, except not this side, it was the other side. There was flooding on the 3rd floor, so we had to go look at that. And then it turned out to be that whole side of the building that was flooding, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd floor. So that sucked, because one of my residents actually texted me. She said, hey, my bathroom's flooding, can you come look at it? And so we called public safety again, and that took a few minutes. And then finally, I remember I got in my room, and I'm getting ready for bed, and the fire alarm went off. And at this point, it's 4 in the morning, so I just had to laugh. I was pretty frustrated, but it's like, wow, I will never get sleep.